Hi everyone, my name is Chloe. Welcome to practice. Today I'm going to be leading you through a sensual vinyasa flow that will focus on connecting you to your body and your pleasure. We'll be moving fluidly through a lot of asanas that promote balance in the sacral chakra or Svadhisthana, which is located in the lower abdomen pelvic region. This is an important chakra to balance because a blocked sacral chakra will result in feelings of numbness and rigidity, low libido, and a lack of creativity, while a balanced sacral chakra will allow you to connect to joy and expression, your sexuality, and your imagination. So all of that being said, let's begin class as always. Find your way to a comfortable seat of your choice. And once you're in a seated position, gently allow your eyes to close. Deepen the breath as you arrive into stillness. You may choose to place one or both hands just slightly below the navel so that you can direct your breath and your attention to your lower abdomen. Begin to visualize a radiant, warm orange light glowing from this area, kind of like a shining sun. This sun is radiating creativity, passion, and warmth. And with every inhale, it shines brighter. It exudes even more radiant light. And with every exhale, see if you can allow your hips, your pelvis to soften slightly. Inhale and expand. Exhale to release. Stay with this visualization of this orange orb, this spinning, shining sun in your lower abdominal region. And while you're here, take a moment to extend yourself permission. Permission to move in the way that will feel good for you today, that will allow you to connect to your pleasure and only your pleasure. Let go of expectations of maybe what the flow or the poses should maybe look like or feel like. Allow yourself to move in the way that will feel good for you, that will feel intuitive for you. Take one more breath here. And then sweetly, gently, blink your eyes open, arriving into this space. We're going to start in seated today, so find your way to a cross-legged position if you aren't there already. We're just going to begin by taking some gentle circles in one direction, leaning over those knees, curving the spine, extending the spine, and already connecting with movement that feels good for you. So maybe really exaggerating the movement, making it quite dramatic, quite animalistic. Seeing what other parts of your body might want to move here also. Maybe your shoulders are getting involved. Maybe your head is getting involved. And just allow this movement to be free and fluid. Already connecting the movement with the breath. And now allow your left hand to come to your right knee. Extend your right arm up and lean over to the left side. Allow your right hand to come to the knee, extend your left arm up, and lean over to the right side. So we're kind of threading here. Inhaling to extend the arm and exhaling as it comes to the knee, and switching from one side to the next. Find your flow here, find your rhythm. Maybe the gaze will follow the fingertips. Maybe the gaze will stay low, closer to the ground. This movement can be whatever you want it to be, but allow it to feel good. And next time you have your right hand on your left knee, linger in this stretch, gazing up under the left armpit. Maybe your eyes will close here as you feel a delicious opening in that side body. And then release it, switching sides, gazing up under that right armpit. Breathing into that side body stretch. And then returning to center. And then flip over so that you can meet me in a tabletop position. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We'll start with some cat-cows in this position. Inhaling to drop the belly, exhale, tuck chin to chest. Inhale, drop the belly, roll the shoulders down and back. Exhale, curve the spine. And now begin to find other movements that feel good for you here. Maybe again, taking those circles. Maybe exaggerating the movements. But become aware of whether or not you've gone into autopilot here. So maybe you're taking those circles because you always take circles. In that scenario, I'd invite you to maybe see if there's something else you'd rather do. Maybe it doesn't need to be what you think should happen here. Just allow this movement to be very, very animalistic and intuitive. And then meet me back in a neutral position. Float your left toes to the sky, keeping a bend in that left knee, and begin to draw some circles here. It doesn't matter which direction you go. Just keep a bend in that left knee and gently begin to wake up the hip joint. Now reverse the direction, lubricating that hip joint. Find a rhythm, a pace, a range that feels natural for you. And then gently extend that left leg, allow the left toes to come to the mat, and pivot so that you're open towards the left side of the mat. Rise up onto the right shin, and then gently fold over the left leg. We're kind of in a peaceful warrior, but on the knee. Now find a flow here. So inhale, as you lean over to the right side, allow your right hand to come to the mat and sweep the left arm alongside the ear. Inhale to rise up to center, and then lean over the left side, extending the right arm alongside the ear. Flow here. Again, find where your gaze feels the most natural, where it feels the most good. Maybe it's gazing up at the ceiling. Maybe it's following your fingertips. Maybe you want to close your eyes. And next time your right hand comes to the mat, sweep your left arm around and rotate so that you can step your feet back into a high plank. We won't be here for long. Just rock back and forward gently. And then allow your knees, your chest, and your chin to come to the mat. And then slide onto your belly. Set your fingertips up at 10 and 2 so we can go for oscillating cobra. Inhale, extend the spine, lifting the chest off the ground, and then roll back down gently on the exhale. Finding movement that feels good for you. You don't need to stick with the oscillating cobra. Maybe you want to drop one shoulder to the mat and make the movement a bit more circular. And then completely lower. Send your hips back to meet your heels for child's pose. And then meet me back in a tabletop position. Send your right toes towards the ceiling. Begin to draw some gentle hip circles, keeping a bend in the right knee. And already in these initial moments of the practice, can you get in touch with what your body wants, what it longs for? Maybe your gaze would feel better if you were looking towards your knee versus the mat. Maybe you want to soften your toes instead of pointing them. Once you've circled in both directions, extend that right leg and allow the right toes to come to the mat and shift on that left knee so we can open towards the right side of the mat. Rise up into your peaceful warrior on the knee, and we'll go for our flow. Inhaling to rise up, exhale, lean over the left side, sweep the right arm alongside the ear. Inhale to rise, exhale to sweep the arm alongside the ear. Move with the breath. Keep it fluid here. Take one more round of breath. And then allow your left hand to come to the mat, your right arm to circle over, and then step back into your high plank. Find your high plank. And then gently invite a bend in the knees and send the hips back into a downward facing dog. Again, as you arrive into this downward facing dog, see if there's anything you want or need here. Find your downward facing dog. Gaze between the hands and gently, with many steps, walk the feet between the hands and exhale, melt over the legs. Release some tension here, maybe shaking the head, relaxing over those legs. And then gently roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, finding your way to Tadasana. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, melt over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot, step your left foot back into a high plank. Take an inhale here, and then drop knees, chest, and chin to the mat. Inhale, slide to a baby cobra. Exhale, send your hips back and extend your legs for downward facing dog. Again, maybe stillness is something you'd like to choose in this downward facing dog. Maybe you'd like to continue to invite movement. Inhale, gaze forward, step right foot, step left foot, and exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, rise up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, find your way to Tadasana. Inhale, sweep the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left foot steps back, right foot steps back. Take an inhale. Choose to lower knees, chest, chin, or maybe in one piece on the exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, send the hips back in space for downward facing dog. As always, the vinyasas are optional. Everything is optional. This is your practice. Only you are inside your body, and only you are uniquely attuned to your wants and needs. Inhale, gaze forward, left foot steps forward, right foot steps forward. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, sweep the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Tadasana. Final round. Inhale, sweep the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, melt over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back. I'm going to step today. Take an inhale here. Exhale, ride the breath down for Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg extends, three-legged dog. Choose to stay here, or maybe you want to bend that right knee, opening that hip. You may choose to gaze under the right armpit, maybe even coming onto the right fingertips. Explore the space that's available to you. Re-extend the right leg and exhale slowly like you're moving through honey. Glide forward and lightly step the right foot between the hands. Circle your arms so that your hips are pointing the left side of the mat and find your way to a warrior two. We won't be here for long, but find your power, find this beautiful grounding asana. Extend your right leg. Inhale, hinge over the right leg and find your way to Trikonasana. Your right hand might fall on the shin or the foot. You may choose to adjust your stance to make it shorter, or you might choose to just simply not go so deep in the asana. And then inhale, rise up to center, and exhale, reverse your triangle, reaching the right arm alongside the right ear. Return to center, and then parallel your right foot with your left so that we can come into a wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, interlace the hands and shine the chest up. Exhale, fold over the legs. You may choose to keep the interlace here, or you may choose to allow the hands to come to the mat and invite some movements here, maybe gently bending to one side and then the other, creating a sweeping motion here. Allow the head to be heavy. And then inhale, roll up, articulating through the spine to come back to standing. Allow your heels to rotate in so that you can find a bit of a shorter stance with turned out legs. We're going for goddess. So inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms and gaze up at the ceiling. Inhale, extend. And exhale, bend the knees, bend the arms, coming into goddess. One more time. Inhale to expand. And exhale, cactus the arms and bend the legs. Allow the hands to come to the knees and begin to rotate one shoulder in. Move through center and allow the other shoulder to rotate in. You may find that in this position, you'd actually like to come a bit closer to the ground. Maybe you'd even find that you'd like to come back to a forward fold, sending the hips a bit higher in the space. And then sink into your left foot, extending your right leg out long for Skandasana. This can be as high or as low as you'd like. You can choose to bring the hands to heart center, or you can keep them on the mat. Begin to walk your hands from one side of the mat to the other. Pivot on that left foot so you can meet me in a low lunge. Choose to flow through a chaturanga or knees, chest, chin if you'd like, or choose to find an asana that your body needs or wants today. Now extend your left leg to the sky. Choose to keep it extended, or maybe you want to bend in the knee and open up the hip. You may want to rise on those left fingertips if that's available to you, gazing under the left armpit. This side may feel more open than the other. It may feel a bit tighter, so allow yourself to respond to this side's needs. Inhale, extend the left leg. Glide forward with resistance and step the left foot between the hands. Open up to the right side of your mat, bending into the left knee for Warrior Two. Find your Warrior Two. Keep the asana buoyant rather than static. And then extend that left leg. Inhale, hinge over the left leg. Allow the left hand to come either to the shin or the foot. Blocks are always an option. Allow the stance to be as wide or as narrow as you'd like it to be today. And then inhale, rise up through center. Exhale, reverse your triangle. Open up that side body. Inhale, return to center and parallel your feet so that you can come into a wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, open the chest. You may choose an interlace. Exhale, fold over the legs. Again, become aware of what your body needs in this asana. Do you want to interlace your hands and get a bit of a deeper shoulder opening, or would you rather allow the hands to fall to the mat? Narrow your stance a little bit. Heel toeing your feet in. We're going to go through the same threading motion that we started off class with. So right hand comes to left foot, extend the left arm, and then allow it to meet the right foot. Extend the right arm as you reach it over and allow it to grab the left, switching between sides here. Find a pace that feels natural, that feels comfortable. And then allow your head to become heavy and roll up vertebrae by vertebrae through center. Open your toes, your feet are turned out, and extend your arms alongside your ears. We'll go for Goddess. Bend your arms and inhale to extend the legs, extend the arms. Exhale, cactus the arms, sing the chest up. Inhale to extend. Come as deep as you'd like to. Exhale to bend. Inhale to extend. And exhale to bend. And allow your hands to come to your knees. Let one shoulder fall towards the midline. And then return to center to allow the other shoulder to fall towards the midline. And again, these movements might make you crave something different. They might make you crave deeper movement. They might make you crave bending one knee a bit deeper than the other. You may find that you want to explore placing your hands on the mat or inviting any other sweeping motions here that would feel good to you. You might find that you want your hips a little bit higher in the space, that you want to alternate bending and straightening the legs. And then turn out your right toes and bend deep into your right knee for Skandasana. Again, this does not need to be low. The hands may come to heart center, or you may choose to leave them on the mat. And just begin to switch sides, bending into the left knee. Pivot on your right toes. And meet me in a low lunge. Step back with that left foot. And choose knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, or choose to skip altogether. Inhale to shine the chest up for your back bend, and exhale to send the hips back in space. Inhale, gaze forward. Step the right foot outside of the right hand and allow the left knee to drop gently towards the mat. You may choose to untuck the left toes. Inhale, trace a circle with the right arm coming into a twist. Gaze back at the right fingertips, keeping that arm long. Exhale, retrace the circle and fold over that right leg, moving through half splits. Inhale, trace the circle, gaze back at the right hand, sending the hips low in space, and exhale, send the hips back in space as you fold over that right leg. The leg does not need to be straight. Exhale as you fold. Next time you're folding, linger in this folded position, this introverted space. Maybe you want to keep the hands on the inside of the right foot, or maybe you want to walk them over to the outside of the right leg and explore a bit of a twist. And then re-bend your right knee. Keep it on the outside of that right hand and retuck your left toes. Take a step forward with that left foot and meet me in Malasana, yogi squat. You may choose to bring the hands to heart center. And as always, if this asana isn't available to you with the heels on the ground, you may choose to place a block under the hips to give you a bit more ease and spaciousness. You may also choose to go for garland pose by allowing your forearms to rest to the mat and folding over those forearms. And then bring the hands under the shoulders. Step back with the right foot coming into your lizard lunge. The right knee may fall to the ground, and you may choose to untuck those right toes. On an inhale, trace a circle with that left arm, gaze towards the back of the mat, sending your hips down in space. And exhale, fold over that left leg, sending your hips up and back for half splits. Inhale, drop into your lunge. Exhale, send the hips back, fold over that leg. It feels natural for me to gaze at those fingertips as they're tracing the circle, but you might find that there's another place where you'd like to focus instead. Take one more breath here in this flow. Inhale, send the hips forward, and exhale, send the hips back. Linger here in your half splits, either with the hands on the inside of that left foot, or maybe you want to walk them to the outside of that left leg, coming into a bit of a twist, wringing out in the side body a little bit. Rebend the left knee, place the hands under the shoulders, and step back into your high plank. Again, see what it is you'd like here, whether it's a knees, chest, chin, or a chaturanga. When you're ready, meet me back in a downward facing dog. Inhale, extend your right leg. Exhale, roll forward and allow your shin to come behind the hands, finding your way to a pigeon. If you find that you need a little bit more help in this asana, that you're falling over to the right side, you can choose to put a block under the hips. But if not, find a version of this asana that feels comfortable for you. I always really enjoy taking some undulations in the spine here, taking some circles, coming onto the fingertips. Feels really good sometimes. But again, you may find that you're called in this asana to find stillness, and that you'd like to find a home, leaning over that shin and making a little pillow for your forehead so that you can come into a bit more of a rest. And allow yourself to be exactly where you are. Swing the left leg around and extend it out in front of you. Inhale, extend the arms, and exhale, fold over that left leg. The right knee is still bent. And allow yourself to surrender to melt over that left leg. Return to seated when you're ready, and then bring your right hand right by your right hip. Begin to press your hips up in space and extend that left arm alongside the ear, kind of like the asana we found in the beginning of the class. Sit your hips back down, and then maybe you want to rise onto the right toes, press into the right toes, press into the left knife edge of the left foot, and send your hips up into a wild thing, finding a beautiful heart opening here. Breathe into this space for one more breath. And then allow the hips to return to the mat, cross your legs, or find a way back to downward facing dog that feels right for you today. Choose a chaturanga or a no chaturanga. However you get there, meet me in a downward facing dog. Inhale, extend the left leg up to the sky. Roll forward and gently, sweetly place your shin behind your hands. Again, this side might feel more tight or more open than the other. So find what it is that you need here to feel comfortable. You might want to introduce some circles, some movements. You might want to undulate the spine. Maybe allowing one shoulder to drop in towards the midline. Or you might want to nestle into that introverted space by making a pillow for your forehead and resting over that left shin. When you're ready, swing that right leg out long in front of you, keeping that left knee bent. Inhale, extend the arms up, and fold over that right leg. Again, choose length in the spine, choose openness, or choose to rest. When you're ready, roll up to seated and place your left hand by your left hip. Press the hips up in space, coming on to that left shin, the right foot, reaching the right arm alongside the ear, and then allow the hips to drop to the mat. Maybe you want to come onto those left toes this time, twisting over to the other side, coming onto the right hand for a wild thing. Sending the hips up, finding a beautiful heart opening. And then allow the hips to come to the mat. come onto your hips and then gently roll yourself onto your spine. We'll go for happy baby, so bend the knees into the armpits, grab a hold of the soles of the feet. And then maybe you want to extend one leg, then the other. Maybe extend them both at the same time. Maybe you want to rock from side to side. And as you're here, take a moment of gratitude for yourself, for showing up, for your practice today, for giving yourself the time and space to connect to your body and your pleasure. Ask yourself here if there's anything else you'd like before we come into stillness to close the practice. But when you're ready, find your way into your final resting pose of class. I'm going to take this in butterfly, so maybe allow the soles of your feet to meet. Allow your knees to fall out to the sides of the mat. And maybe you'd like to place one hand on the stomach and one hand on the heart. Consciously withdraw from the senses, from your surroundings, and allow yourself to be. Linger in your final resting pose for as long as you'd like. Give yourself the space and the freedom to truly and completely relax. As always, thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope that you were able to connect with your body and find movement that felt restorative, that felt delicious, that felt good for you. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.